Hi, my name is Jen. Welcome to my channel, All My Plants. Today I have, it's a small plant haul. I have a few plants here. Can you even see them? I have a few plants here, and I have a couple little chores that I want to take care of. It's October 31st, Halloween, as I'm recording this, so I have some things I'm going to do this afternoon. I'm just getting together with some friends. But anyway, before I do that, I did want to show you these plants because I can't keep a secret. I mean, you'd see them soon enough in the plant tours, but I can't keep a secret. I'm excited about a couple of them at least. Well, one of them mostly. The other two, yeah. But I'm going to go ahead and show you. So the first one I got is Monstera Adansonii variegated. And it is so cute. Like, I'll put in some B-roll so you can actually see what I'm talking about here. But it's super cute. It's the tiniest little thing, but it has lovely variegation. It has a couple places on it where it's like that silvery blue green rather than just the dark green. I don't grow these well, but this is the one that made me contact the girl. I don't see any roots on the outside yet. It was in moss, and I've changed it to a chunky soil. Because once we get maybe a couple more leaves there, I do intend to slap this bad boy on one of these moss poles. We'll see how it goes, but it's so cute. It's so pretty. It is very, there's a lot of white on this plant. The newest leaf is the one that kind of looks like a half moon. It does have little baby fenestrations, little baby holes. So there's a lot of white on here, and that's a little concerning, but I think it's going to be fine. I had it in the cabinet, but now it's just sitting out here in open air for, I guess, a couple days now. But it seems to be doing good. And then the other one I bought is also this Philodendron Majestic. It's one I've thought about buying quite a bit. Like, it's so cute. I will once again put in some B-roll so you can actually see it. I actually got two of them. She gave me this other little cutting here that's rooted with a growth point. So, I've thought about getting this plant several times before, and I've been like, nah, because I think it is, what, Soderoy? Is it Soderoy verrucosum cross? I'm not sure, but I've heard a lot. I don't know, but I've heard that Soderoy are spider mite magnets, and I've had problems with verrucosum, so, you know, it just makes me die a little inside to think about spider mite issues, because I've mostly got it under control at the moment. I'm looking around like I can see them from this far away, but I think I've got it under control at the moment. You know, you can't get rid of them all. And these are all just in, this isn't pond, this is bonsai mix. So it's mostly inorganic, but there's some bark and stuff like that in there. And they seem to be doing okay in that it does dry pretty quickly, so I have to keep putting more water in the bottom. Which actually that one's doing good. You can see there's like humidity on the outside of the container. Maybe you can see, I'm not 100% sure. But if there's like moisture in the container, I don't worry about it too much, but if it's dry, then we don't want that. And then this last one, she just gave me this one as well. She also gave me, what was it? Cissus Discolor, I believe. She gave me a pretty long vine of that, but I forgot to bring it up. But this one here is, let's see, Anthurium clarinervium x pterodactyl x magnificum. So that's a cross. She said, she just flat out told me that, like, this is going to be a rehab. This plant has been struggling. It was in moss, so I took it out of that, and it is also in the bonsai mix. And it seems to be doing okay. I can see the roots in there. They're still green and plump. So, I don't know. This leaf was going when I got it. And then the other one looks okay. I mean, it looks angry. It actually looks a little bit like it has some edema. I don't know. But, you know, if it dies, then nothing lost, nothing gained, I guess. But if it makes it, then cool. I'm not great at growing Anthurium anyway. I have a few around. None of them are, well, no, I have a couple that are happy. Vitarifolium, I have that one. That one's pretty happy. And I have Forgetii, that one's fairly happy. The crystallinum back here, I don't know if you can see it. It is not happy. I've chopped all its leaves off except one, and my Warquinium isn't happy. But anyway, so that's the haul. I just wanted to show you how cute they are. They're all little bitties. But I have hope that they'll grow big and strong, maybe in the spring. Probably not too much this winter, huh? We'll see. And then the next thing I have to do is I got a humidifier for this room. I've been kind of testing it out for about a week. I got it from a company called Kilopa. I have some links and a discount code down below if you wanted to find out more. They have other types of humidifiers, but this one here is like for a smallish to medium room. I think it'll be fine in here. It came through Amazon, which I kind of like because it's convenient. If you order it, you know it's going to come fairly quickly, barring holiday shopping, which I guess is coming up. But anyway, I need a humidifier up here. In the winter, the humidity in my house will drop to, I'd say it averages mid-20s, which isn't ideal. I would rather keep it around 50, 60 if I could. That's where it usually is in the summer, sometimes much higher. Currently, it's still in the 50s. But once I turn on the pellet stove, that's what I heat with. Once I turn on the pellet stove, it just sucks all the moisture out of the air. So I'm gonna go get that, and then we're gonna set it up in here somewhere. I like it because it doesn't require you to charge it or anything like that. It's one that just directly plugs in, no batteries to worry about, no recharging to worry about. I have a small rechargeable one that I just kind of move around, and I'm like, oh, you look like you might need some humidity, so I stick it right next to that particular plant. That's not convenient, especially not as more and more plants seem to need the extra humidity. So I believe on the instructions it said to fill it up with distilled water. So I have been buying gallons of distilled water. I kind of use them in my coffee maker anyway because I don't want to descale that thing all the time. But anyway, I use distilled water in it, and I like it because it's adjustable. It has this little knob that lets you kind of select, you know, how much humidity you want to come spewing out of that thing. And in the laundry room downstairs, which was, you know, my previous plant room slash laundry room, in there, I could literally, if I turned it on high, create a cloud forest. And, you know, I'm not trying to do that, so I think it's nice that if you notice that the humidity is high in the room, you can actually scale it back or turn it off. It comes off and on with my lights. They're all on a timer. So I like that I don't have to go and manually check and make sure that the humidifiers come on. It just automatically comes on when everything else comes on. I could plug it in separately, I guess, if I wanted it to run 24 hours a day, but I don't particularly. I like that it has an auto shut off, so if it does run out of water, it automatically shuts itself off rather than whatever that element or ionizer or whatever is in there, rather than burning that up, it actually does shut itself off, so that's pretty cool. I also haven't noticed, I've had humidifiers before that will spew out so much water, like not just the mist, but actual water, that it will leave the entire area around where the humidifier is sitting soaked. This one here so far, I have not noticed it do that. I have noticed a little bit of moisture on top, but the cool thing about this one is it has like a little indented area on the top where the like spout is, and that has actually kind of held the water in place and kept it from running down the lid. It kind of just runs back in, and that's not been a problem. So I do like that feature. Not messy is a pretty big consideration for me in a humidifier. I don't want it to be messy. That, and I've had some that if they're not completely level on the surface, like my house is not level, there is nothing level. The camera is probably crooked right now and I just can't tell. So there's no such thing as a level surface in this house. And I've noticed that some, if they're not perfectly level, they will leak out of like the reservoir. You know, the place where the reservoir drips down so that it can make contact with the ionizer or the mister or, you know, whatever element might be in there. I have not had any problems with this one with that either, which is a win. But yeah, I like it. I dig it. Highly recommend. And then let's see, what else do I have to do today? I was gonna make some moss poles today, but I think that's more than I'm ready to chew, so I'm not gonna bite that off. I'm gonna repot some Syngonium albos. I think I have 2 pots of it around, and I'm going to put those together. Well, I have 3 pots of it, including the one that I have going up a pole, but I'm leaving that guy alone. That's actually one of the plants I needed to make a pole for, but I just don't think I have time to mess with all that today. So I have 2 pots of Syngonium Albo. They were cuttings, and I just kind of potted them up because they had, you know, good enough aerial roots or adventitious roots that I didn't think that they needed to root in water. And then I do have some more cuttings I want to say 3 downstairs that have been just kind of sitting in water. I don't think they're doing a whole lot, but I'm going to pot those together. And then what else? All right, so I'm gonna sort out these Syngoniums. I'm just repotting them all into the same pot. They're lovely. I love Syngonium Albo, but I don't know, this should fit all of them. But I just don't need this many pots around. I already have the one that's on a pole. I think I mentioned it earlier. And then I'm gonna sort this out. It's a Florida Ghost. It just has like 97 little suckers on it. So none of it's really thriving because of that. So I'm just gonna get those off. But first, we're gonna just pot up these Syngoniums. So anyway, did y'all do anything cool for Halloween? I don't think I'll get this edited today. But like I said, I'm just gonna sit out here. I think I'm gonna have a little bonfire and sit out here with my young people, whichever ones might be able to show up, I'm not sure. And I think my best friend is coming over with her kids. She has 2 boys, teenagers. So that's pretty much all my plan. My husband is working because he's getting ready for oyster season. Ew, rerotting. No, okay. Yeah, he's getting ready for oyster season. So basically he's just switching the gear over on the boat from crab gear to oyster gear. Ooh, that rotted. The like top part of this, ew, that's so gross. Ugh, and I can't get it off. The top part of the cutting, like the stump bit that I left. Ugh, it's really gross. I don't know if it's at all visible. We're gonna pot it anyway. So yeah, he won't be here until after dark at least, because it's hard to work in the dark. There's nothing wrong with this soil or the plants. I just don't need 87 pots of it. So I'm not worried about the soil jumping in there. Is that root rot? Yeah, it is. Maybe I am worried about that soil getting in there. And it's just the end. I think it's where it's been sitting in a water tray. The rest of them feel good? Okay, so, yep, right in there. Try to make some sort of organization out of them, maybe. I think this is only 2, and they were both top cuttings. So they're doing okay, but the bits that were white when I cut them, they did kind of dry off. Like, that's crispy. But I'll cut it off once we get some more growth going. I'm not overly worried about it. Oh, they have teeny tiny, barely existent roots. That's funny, because I potted these almost immediately. I do see some new growth, and I do see some rot on the ends there. I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but I'm gonna leave it, because it seems to have stopped on its own. All right. Like I said, I'm not concerned about whether or not this plant lives or dies, really. I know that sounds terrible, but I have plenty of it. There's 87 in that pot over there. So, and the one that's on the pole, there's plenty in there. Like, my intention really wasn't to make more of this plant. Some of it had reverted, and I cut it trying to stop it, and some of it had gone full white, and I cut it trying to stop it. I think these are all the ones that had gone white. So, some of them are doing okay. And I think the top cuttings were just because those particular vines were that tall that I didn't think it would hurt them to be top cut, at least until I could get it on a different pole. Which I did. It was on a wooden dowel, and I put it on a moss pole not that long ago, and now it's growing off the top of that. So that's what plants do, though. They grow. If they didn't, we'd be upset, right? Or I would be. I think that's kind of the goal. All right. I think that looks decent. I'm gonna put that aside, and I'll water that later. And I don't know. I'm gonna find somebody who wants that. I just don't need any more. Okay. I gotta dump the mud cups out. I just watered them yesterday. I don't know why I watered them the day before I decided to repot them. Clearly thought that through. Okay, and I've kind of got you all up in my business now because we're going to pick at this a little bit, and I kind of want you to be able to see what I'm doing. I'm basically, it's floppy in the pot, so I'm going to reseed it in the pot, and it has all these little plantlets growing right on it. I don't know if you can see, but I'm going to pop all of them off. I might put them in some bonsai mix or stratum and see if they root on their own. But it doesn't look like any of them have any aerial roots or anything like that. And I'm just going to pop them off. Or that's the goal, without damaging them or the, yeah, you can kind of see there, them or the main plant. Sorry, we're a little bit blown out. The light is so weird with all these plant lights on. Some of them don't even have any growth. It's just like a growth point sticking out there, and some of them are growing plants. So there's one. They're cute though, right? Little bay things. There's two right here. It's like at every node, even more plants decided to grow. So it's just, the plant just doesn't grow well with that many other things needing to be supported from basically one root system. So that's why I'm popping them off. Is this one whole thing? Well, there was, or there is, 1, 2, 3, looks like 4 or 5 in this little clump. I'm just pulling like the sheaths off. Let's see, this is one. And if I can get this one off. This is one. No leaf has unfurled yet. And then, what are we here? I don't know, I might leave this one like it is for now. Because that little one there, I don't know, but yeah. So, just from that clump we ended up with a couple. And you can actually start to see some regular looking stem in there. I think there's 3 more little plantlets stuck on here. That's 1, 2, I can't even get this one that's so tall, small. Like some of them are just these little, I don't know if you can even see that. It's like this little teeny nub. But yeah, I think there's one more on there. It looks like some of the previous ones have just died back. What a mess. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm left with. And I will probably, when I stake the other one, which I think I did show in my last video, I'll go ahead and stake this one with it. So how many little plantlets that we ended up with here? 1, 2, this is actually 2 and 3, 4, which actually has one of its own, 5, 6, and then 7, 8, 9. But these ones here are like so teeny. I'm not even going to try to root them, I don't think. But I might try to root these ones with, you know, that have some leaves. All right, now I'm going to reseed this right in the same pot. I just want it to sit nicer. Less floppy. Oh, look, I can use my pots of mud to dump the existing soil in. Wow, it is really dense. That's the only thing about like bark and stuff like that, is it does break down. Like you can start out with a pot full of bark and it won't always be that way. Just checking out the roots. They look good. There's brand new white roots down there. Can you see them? I don't know. I thought they might be rotted, but because some of them are kind of dark, but no, they're just muddy. They're just muddy. It was really wet, like in the middle of that little root system there. So I don't know if I've mentioned it, but this whole plant grew from one of these. And I don't know why, but they always do that, like at every leaf junction where the leaf and the node meet, they just spit out a whole new plant. Philodendron Florida Ghost. Did I even say what it was? I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to put it right back in this pot because it's kind of small, and I think kind of small is good. I'm just going to put some of that fresh soil in. I'm not going to disturb it too much more than I already have. Like this whole root mass is pretty wet, so I don't really think I'm going to water it in today. That probably sounds traumatic, but I am going to wait a day or two before I water this dude. And I want it seated better than it was. Just a little bit more deeply in the pot. Okay, down in there like that. Let's see. Why is there moss in there? Let's tuck it in. Tap it in. Anybody know what movie I'm talking about? Alright. Oh, it still seems floppy in the pot. I guess when I do water it, that'll help seed it a little bit better. I don't know. To be honest, it probably won't be in this pot but a few weeks before I finally get around to getting this and its friend. I'm looking off camera, it's over there. Get this and its friend on a pole. That's not really better. It's not really worse though, so. But yeah, now I think maybe it has some hope of growing, because it really, I mean, it's growing just very slowly, just because it had so many friends all relying off of its root system. You know, it's hard to function when everybody's draining you. So hopefully we've got it straight. It's such a pretty plant. Like I can even see it. I love Philodendron Florida Ghost. I think they're so pretty. They're so pretty. Like, look how that leaf hardened off, kind of minty under there. Isn't that pretty? And this one is the newest one. It's a lovely plant. Maybe I can get it straight. Okay, so that concludes my chores portion of the video. And I guess really I'm done pretty much for today. I have to go outside and do some yard work and stuff before my friends get here. My friends, my family, whoever makes it. But the next video is going to be part 2 of the Philodendron portion of my plant tour. So, I mean, I think we left off with the Squamiferum. So I'm going to pick up there, and I'll probably try to record both parts in the same day. I probably won't interrupt the tours again until I get the import from Equigenera. It's only 2 plants, but man, I'm so excited about them. I only got 2 because I just kind of wanted to try it out. I've never purchased anything from them before, and I hear it can go, it's like anything else importing, it can go great, or you know, just might not be able to rehab the plants. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out with me, and come back and check me out again soon. Bye.